This year has been like one of the most toughest years to start and to begin with. First off, hi. I'm back, kind of. I haven't been doing any videos for the past few months because I kind of lost motivation. There's so much things going on with my family here and myself, and I just honestly didn't want to do anything. Now that things are getting a little bit better and I'm finding myself again, and honestly like getting myself much more stronger, how I used to once be, I'm building myself up to that again. I kind of wanted to update you guys with everything that's been going on, and I feel a lot more better about myself, about my life, you know, and I feel like it's time for me to get back, and I have been slowly getting back into my daily routine of working out, you know, and then being pregnant and my family around, you know, so much things are getting a little bit more better than it was before. But anyways, to start it off, back in October of 2014, we found out that one of our aunties, very close to me and my family, was diagnosed with lung cancer, and it was tough. It was really, really tough. Sorry if I cry. It's still trying to, like, you know, I'm still trying to let it go. It was literally within 2 months that her cancer had spread, and it just kind of went haywire, and it just went worse. And I was kind of the one that was taking her to all of her radiation appointments, and you know, just trying to be there as we all are. Our whole family just trying to be there, you know, for our family. And the past 3 weeks in January, she literally fought the whole way through. It was honestly amazing to see her fight, because we would be at the hospital like every single day seeing her fight it. And every time I would see her, she just kind of gave me that inspiration to be strong, you know. And her words was always stay strong. That's what it always was. And it's kind of hard to honestly be strong when you see someone going through something like that, you know, just the most toughest battle of their life. But with her, she the one thing I admire and love about her is that through all the pain that she was going through, she never ever showed it. Never. And for me, I kind of left myself open to that, you know. So I ended up getting sick because, you know, I love and care for my aunties so much, but I actually allowed myself to be open to weakness, you know, and I started coming weaker and weaker, and it was hard. It was hard to begin with, because knowing that, you know, I guess just having the faith that everything was going to be okay, you know, but just we couldn't do anything about it, you know. So she fought for 3 weeks in the ICU, and we brought her home, and that was kind of it, you know. So she went back home to our Heavenly Father. That was in February, and so it was honestly really tough for me and my family, trying to accept that loss, you know, because I've never honestly lost someone that was so close to our family and to us, you know. I've never had that, so I've never experienced it. I didn't know how to handle it, and so I allowed myself to basically get weaker and weaker. And if you all know me, like a lot of my friends know me too, that I'm like a very strong person, mentally, spiritually, and physically. I'm a very strong person. But I guess because it was just one of those things that just hit you and you're like, you don't know what to do. That's exactly what happened. And I allowed myself again to be open to sicknesses, you know. And so I ended up getting sick. I ended up catching the flu for 3 weeks, and then right after that I ended up catching bronchitis, and my asthma came back. I felt like shit. Like, being honest, it just fucking felt like shit. It was worse. It was horrible. I'm just so grateful that I'm having a smooth pregnancy, you know, and it's been easy for me. I'm just getting sick outside of the pregnancy. And then while I was sick with the flu and bronchitis, my grandfather ended up going into the hospital, and we found out, and my grandpa, I mean, a lot of people don't know, but my grandfather is the one that actually raised me, like took care of me and took me in. So my grandfather is more of a father figure to me, and he's my everything, you know, like he's my first man in my life besides Heavenly Father. But he's like very important to me, you know, and he's like more of a dad to me than anything. So he ended up going into the hospital, and we ended up finding out that he was diagnosed with colon cancer. So that just, I mean, we lost my auntie, and then my grandfather goes in literally like a month and a half later, and you know, everything's just kind of coming back, like as to what's been going on. My grandfather's in the same hospital as my auntie. We're having all the same nurses, the doctors, like everything that my auntie went through, my grandfather is going through, you know. And it was just, it was like, I didn't even know, like I was so in shock as to what was going on. Of course things like these are going to happen, you know what I mean, this is life, and I understand that, but sometimes you just don't think that it's going to happen to you or your family, you know what I mean. And when it does happen, it just hits you, and it hit me hard, like really hard. But I've had my cries, I've had my tears, you know, I've had, you know, my own in the corner and just kind of letting go of everything. So I'm glad I let that go, you know. And with my grandfather being in the hospital, even till today, the way, I guess, I don't know, I honestly think it's just my blood, but my auntie and my grandfather has just showed a strength of, like, beyond strength, you know, to stay strong and to fight through it all, no matter what, you know. Like, when I look at them, I'm amazed. I'm like truly inspired by them, because they are fighting with one of the worst diseases, you know, and sicknesses in the world, and and they're doing their best that they can, you know. So I'm thankful that to Heavenly Father that my grandfather was able to get his cancer removed, so he is completely cancer free, and I'm so thankful, you know. We caught it a little bit earlier. Unfortunately for my auntie, we kind of caught that a little bit later, you know. But you know, everything happens for a reason, and I'm grateful that my grandfather is still here. I told myself, and I made my prayers too, that I need to not open up myself again to that, you know, and I'm going to allow myself to get sick again, and I didn't. He'll be coming home soon, so I'm so excited. But that's what's been going on with me. That's kind of the reason why I haven't been doing any videos. I mean, I have a box full of like reviews that I have to do, and I lost complete motivation. I didn't want to do anything. Like, honestly, I just totally lost myself. I stopped working out, and everything just went everything in my life was just spinning, you know. I didn't know how to deal with it. But it took me about a few weeks to recoup myself, actually maybe a month, to recoup myself, to understand that, you know, this is life and I would have to deal with it eventually. But now I know how to deal with it, and I know how to get myself back stronger, and I'm 100% back to normal. You know, I'm not freaking, you know what I'm saying, like I'm 100% okay. Like, I'm back to my old self, you know, of being strong. Trust me, just because I'm pregnant, that doesn't mean I'm gonna stop. And I'm hell no ain't using that as an excuse. You know what I mean? Just because I'm pregnant, that I'm gonna have to, you know, I can eat, just because I'm pregnant, I can eat whatever I want. No, I mean, yeah, I can, but I'm not gonna use that as an excuse. Like, I want to stay healthy, I want to stay active, you know, I want to, you know what I mean? Like, I want to be healthy for me and for baby. My energy level is just so crazy. I love it. I love being back in this feeling of myself again, you know. And with that said, today I'm 15 weeks pregnant. So I'm so excited. 15 weeks. Oh my god. I just can't believe how time is just flying. And last week at 14 weeks, we went to first Look Hawaii ultrasound in IL, and I wanted to honestly know the sex of our baby early, and yeah, so I'm gonna just show you guys a clip of how our ultrasound went, and yes, you guys can guess what we're having. If you already follow me on Instagram, you probably already know, but if you don't, then here it is, our first Look Hawaii ultrasound visit. So I hope you guys enjoy this. See you in my next one.
Alright, we are live.
Hi. Doing the ultrasound. Finding out what we're having today. On Daddy's birthday.
CNI?
Oh.
Sounds like there's wind.
Oh wow! What did you have, yogurt? Yes. Sorry. Every time I eat sweets, like movement. Can you see that? Is that the heart? It's a boy. Is it? Oh my god!
Oh, I thought it was a girl.
It's a boy! Like wide open. Wow, I can see it. Oh, you're good, yeah. Hi, you're gonna have a big brother.
Baby brother, you mean?
A big brother or a small brother?
Oh yeah, so he's Canadian. Yeah.
The leg. It's kicking now, look. He's running in mommy's stomach.